morning, friends. Jessa inspired me. She inspired me to go outside. And sometimes there's a golfer, but sometimes it's so sunny out here, I would be like a take and bake pizza. So, not today though. It's got a little overcast. I think I'll be in the shade long enough that I'm not going to melt. It's only 15 minutes. So I'm so grateful that you're on this morning. Those of you that get to take this live, woohoo! We'll give folks just a sec to get on, and then we're going to get started. You don't need anything today, but I've heard a few people talk about their wrists getting sore, and today we are going to work a little bit. Molly Croker, I should bring you on camera. We are going to work a little bit with core today. So if you get sore wrists, I encourage you, I've got a set of dumbbells right there, and to be able to keep your wrists straight. Okay, maybe you're going to need a little extra yoga today, but this is going to feel really good. To keep your wrists straight, that will be helpful, okay? So we're going to start on the back. So I'm outside. Can you hear me okay, Mal? Can you just give me a yes? Yes. And I'm so glad you got done with a long run. I've got it on selfie mode today, so everything's backwards. I usually don't do this, but I'm outside, so I just want to make sure I don't lose you. So when I say right, you'll do right. I'll look like I'm doing left, and I don't know my right from my left, but it's all good. Okay, so start on your back. Hi, Barbara. Start on your back. And I want you to take your arms into a cactus shape. Take your feet nice and wide. Go ahead and for right now, if it feels good, let your back arch a little bit. The other fun thing about my house, those of you that don't know, is I live by a train. So I tested it last night with the microphone, and definitely my sound was stronger than the train. But if you get the privilege of hearing our train, we're going to call that the train of mindfulness. So as the train goes by, I want you just to take some deep breaths. If you can't hear me as well, just take some deep breaths. It's your cue to just keep breathing. And then, although your hands are in cactus, I want you to take one hand, or just with your mind's eye, I just want you to visualize feeling a connection into the heart. Katie, I just saw you hopped on. I want you to grab a set of dumbbells if you have them for those wrists. And I want you to imagine that you could feel an intention kind of bubbling up in the heart space. So the word I want to set in your heart today is grace. And in one of the teachings that I studied with, one of the first principles was opening to grace, which was really just set on the platform of opening to the possibility that an energy greater than you is supporting you, and that maybe there's something bigger than the stories that we can get caught up with within ourselves. So as we practice a little core today, I want you to just give yourself grace. Do what you can do. Some of you, you're core experts, and some of you, this may feel new, but just know that whatever you can do, it's good enough, okay? It's good enough. All right, now take your knees over to the right. Inhale. Let those core muscles lengthen here. And then exhale, bring your knees back to neutral and the knees knock in. My feet are staying wide, so you're getting a little thigh stretch here. Molly, this is for you. Inhale after that long run. Inhale. And knees to center. Exhale. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Knock the knees, feel them tap. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now bring the feet in a little closer together. I want you to take your hands behind your head. And we're going to start to curl up, curling up through the head. And as you curl up, I want you to bring your elbows shoulder distance apart. So for some of you, you're going to be able to get the shoulder blades off the ground. Others of us, that may not happen today, and that's okay. And then you're going to inhale, release, and open the elbows wide. Actually push the outer elbow down so your back arches a little bit. And then exhale, flatten your back, round your back, curl up, tone your pelvic floor, and then inhale, roll back down. Good. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lower. Keep going. Exhale, curl. Inhale. So this isn't about speed. We don't have to have the need for speed right here. This is all about nice and slow, feeling the articulation of the spine, curling up. Where can you take tension out? Exhale, lift. Inhale, open to grace. Give yourself grace. Exhale, even when it's hard and you're wondering how many are left, give yourself grace. Exhale, lift. Lower. We got 3 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Lift. And here's the thing about me. Sometimes I forget to count. So we got 1 more for good measure. Exhale, lift. And lower. So good. Okay, straighten your legs for a moment. Take your arms over your head, and I want you to hook your thumbs and try to pull your thumbs apart. Roll your inner thighs down. Draw your front ribs in. Keep your legs strong. There you go. Get a nice stretch through the belly. Okay, now again, feet to the floor. Now this is like a little game. It's like Simon Says, but there's no Simon Says part. It's just I'm going to say something and then we're going to do it. Okay? So I want you to think about the core right now in 3 parts. I want you to think head, rib cage. So notice how you have to look. I arch my ribs on purpose. Yep. Arch my ribs. Lower my ribs. And then the other part is hips. So we get the back. All right? So what I'm going to do is, without the Simon Says, I'm going to say one of those 3 parts. I'm going to say head, and you're not trying to crunch up like you did last time. Just lift your head. Keep your elbows wide. So let's try that. Do just your head. Elbows wide, lift. Your shoulder blades don't need to come up all the way. Lower. Try your ribs. Arch your ribs. Lower. And then your hips. Lift and lower. Are you ready? So I'm going to maybe do some, repeatedly. So head, ribs, hips, ribs, hips. Just listening. Head, ribs, head, head. 3 more on the head. Head, 2, 1, ribs, arch. 2 more. Ribs, ribs, hips. Lift. 4 more. Lift. 3, lift. 2, lift. 1 more. 1. Good. Okay. Pick your feet up off the floor. Arms are going to come by your sides. All right, this one is a fun one because it looks like nothing is happening and everything is happening. Has that ever happened in your life? Looks like nothing is happening, but everything is happening. Open to grace, right? Open to the possibility. So here's what's going to happen. Your thighs are going to try to come towards you. You're going to try to pull them towards you. Your arms are going to try to push your legs away from you. At the same time, we're going to do 10-second holds, okay? Hold the pose, but not your breath. Here we go. Hug your thighs towards you. Push your arms in. Draw your belly button back. We don't want a big arch in the back here. There'll be a little lift, but pull the belly button back for 5, 4. You get to control how much. 3, 2, and release. If that isn't as hard as all get out, I want you to try again. Okay, try again, boo. Here we go. Pick the feet up off the floor. Draw your belly button back so your core is engaged. Hands onto the legs. You're trying to hug your thighs towards you and push your hands away. 10 seconds. Here we go. 10, 9. Breathe. Grace. Keep saying it. 5, 4, 3. Push, pull. 2, and release. 1. All right. How many of those should we do? I was thinking about 108, but we don't have time. So we're just going to do 1 more. Here we go. Feet up off the floor. Belly button back. Hands onto the legs. Hug your thighs towards you. Push your hands into your legs into your hands. 8, 7, 6. Bonus points. Squeeze your knees together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Mercy. Arms overhead. Feet to the floor. Inhale. Arch your back on purpose. Arch, arch. Inhale. Lift up into bridge pose. Just keep your gaze up towards your ceiling or the sky. Lower your hips. Inhale. Arms overhead. Exhale. Lift your hips. Inhale. Lower. Exhale. Lift. Last time, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Now stay. Interlace your hands underneath you, or if your shoulders are tight, hold the outer edges of your mat. Work your upper arm bones in. Good. Now bring your feet a little closer together, Now, only if you're stable, and if you need to look at this first, try not to turn your head while you're checking this out, but I'm going to tell you what to do. Both feet are on the floor. You're going to hug your right knee in towards your chest and extend it up towards the sky. And now we're going to do little lowers of the hips till they tap your thumbs. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Sorry about these, Molly. Exhale, lower after the run. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. No challenge, no change, baby, right? Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. 4 more. Lower. And lift. Lower. Lift. Last 2. Lower. Lift. So strengthening back body core isn't just the front. Lift. Good. Bend the right knee in. Set the foot to the floor. If you're dying, take a break. Otherwise, scooch that right knee into the midline a little bit. Left knee into chest. Extend it up towards the sky. Don't worry about how straight the leg is. Exhale, lower. Push into that right foot. Pelvis up. Lower. I'm not sitting on the hands. I'm just to the point of tapping. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Think about using your low back to lift your hips, your lumbar spine lifting up. Lift. We've got 2 more. Lower. Lift. 1 more. Lower. Lift. Bend the knee in. Set the foot down. Release your clasp. Take your arms overhead. Come onto your tiptoes. Roll down, yogis. Roll down. Bring your arms back into cactus. Take your feet wide. Knock your knees in. Take your knees now to the left first. Oh. Grace, right? As things get hard in our life, grace. And I know it's so easy to just kind of stay in that same space day after day, especially with where we are in the world. And there is time for that, right? There's time for reflection. Bring the legs up, take them over, knees to the other side. We definitely don't want to discount that time. And in the same space, and it's the great paradoxes of life, we have a deep burning desire to grow as well. Good. Bring the legs back up. All right, rock and roll. These are some of my favorite. Oh, and there's the sun. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. Okay, here you go. You're going to rock back. Exhale. And then see if you can rock up to chair. Yes, I just did that. We're going to do it again. Exhale, rock back. Into chair. Inhale. Rock back. You're going right to the top of the shoulders. Inhale, chair. Rock back. And up. Now you can go no hands. I'm holding the shins. You can go no hands. Inhale. And if you're new to this takes some time. My friends, this takes some time. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock up. We got 3 more. Exhale, rock back. And rock. Rock back. Rock up. 1 more. Rock back. Rock up. Inhale. Come all the way up to stand. Inhale. Ooh, maybe a little back bend at the top. Exhale. Hands to the heart. All right. Are we warm? Are we warm? Are we ready? Right when it's almost over. See, that's the good news of 15 minutes. Like you're like, oh, I don't know if I can make it, but then it's almost over. It's almost over. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Okay, so here's where those weights, we're going to come to a plank. Got to have the hexagon weights. Make sure you don't have a round weight. That will not be helpful. Wrists are straight. So if you have wrist issues, I mentioned this at the beginning if you hopped on late. So it's a great alternative, making sure those wrists are straight, holding your plank pose. If you don't need them, of course you don't need to have them, but they are helpful if your wrists start to get tired. Claw the earth with your finger pads. Push the base of your index finger knuckle down. Holding plank. And you can always come onto the forearms. In fact, let's, because we don't want the people whose wrists are sore to be all alone. So let's all do it. Forearms down. You can always put your knees down. All right, now all you're going to do is you're going to rock forward to your tippy toes. Inhale. and rock back. Rock forward, rock back. 5 more. Forward, back, forward, back. 3, 2, 1 more. 1, rock back, belly down. Untuck the toes, tops of the feet to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest, Sphinx pose. Your forearms, your elbows are right under those shoulders. Good thing this is only 15 minutes. Sun is coming. It's a good thing, except when you're on a yoga mat in the sun. It's less fun. All right, forehead all the way down to the floor. Hands are going to go back alongside your hips. Plant your palms down. Your thumbs are facing away from you. Lift your legs. Lift your head and chest. Lift your shoulders. Keep the hands down for a moment. So work the back part of the body. For 5, now lift the hands. 4, reach your fingertips towards your toes. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead. Roll over onto your side. Doesn't matter which side because you only have 2. Isn't that great news? All right, so you're on your forearm. I'm on my left forearm. It looks like I'm on my right, but it's really my left because everything's backward in selfie mode. And I want you to kind of angle your body so it kind of has a little bit of a C shape to it, okay? Take your top hand, bring it behind your head. We've done the back, we've done the front. Let's get those sides just a little bit, and then you're all done. You're all done. All right, now you're going to try to glue your legs together. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift your legs, elbow towards your legs, and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. So this is much more about the legs than the arm here. The hand's just kind of there to support. Although if you do contract a little more on that side, it makes it a little more spicy. 5, try not to let the legs come apart. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, I'm going to switch over so I'm still facing you. You can just roll the other side. All right, ready? Here we go. Forearm down. Angle your feet just a little bit forward. Make sure you're pushing out of that bottom arm. You're not sinking into it. So lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. How high can those legs go? Lower, lift, lower. You got 4 more. Squeeze the legs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So great. Okay, come around. Tabletop position. Bring your big toes together. Knees wide. We're going to take a side bending child's pose. Stretch out that side waist now. Lift your belly. Walk your hands over to the right. Forehead melts down. Slow your breathing down. A remembrance as we bow, just giving ourselves grace. Giving ourselves the kindness and the love and the compassion that we give to others. Good. Walk over to the other side. Really kind of consciously lift your belly up off that left thigh. Good. And then walk your hands back to center. Good. The time goes so stinking fast. Let's just do 1 lunge just to stretch out the belly just a little bit. Right foot's going to come forward as you come to table. Right foot forward in between your hands. Come onto the fingertips. If you've got those weights, you can put the weights under your hands here. And just, lean it out. Just do anything that feels good in your body. So I tend to kind of look, if my front leg is my right leg, I love to look over that same shoulder, stretch things out a little bit. Push down into the front heel. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Drop your tailbone, lift your sternum up. Good. And then 1 more here. Heel toe the foot out to the right. I want you to tuck your back toes, scooch that back knee back more. Bring your left forearm down if you can. Now, if you're more open here, you can turn your right foot out, your front foot out, or whatever your front foot is out. 45 degrees and roll to the outer edge of the foot. Just make sure knee is tracking in the same direction as your toes. And reach your right arm now on the diagonal away from your right knee. So your right arm is going left, your right knee is going right. And I want you to stay longer if you can. We'll just be here one more breath. And then walk your hands in, right under the shoulders, push back, and now switch sides. Left foot's going to come to the outside of the left hand. Starting with the foot, between the hands. Start with the foot between the hands. Just take that runner lunge here. Looking maybe over the shoulder again. And kind of feel how the body needs a little bit of time, especially after all that core work, or if you did do an activity this morning. And then heel toe that foot now out to the left. Option to angle it 45 degrees, and then you're going to roll to the outer edge of the foot. Come onto your right forearm. I like to tuck my back toes and lengthen that back leg back just a hair more. And then left arm is going to reach off to the right. Left knee goes left, left arm goes right. Push into your right forearm. Arch those left ribs a lot. Let the outer left knee feel heavy, like it's starting to drop towards the floor. Take another breath. And then walk your hands back in. Walk your left leg back underneath you. Come back, sit on the knees, or sit in an easy cross-legged position, whichever is more comfortable for you. Scooch up. And I want you to take one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. You may still be able to feel your own heartbeat. And as you leave the mat today, I want you to remember to give yourself grace. Especially when you catch yourself in a negative thinking pattern, or just a pattern you know isn't serving you. So you bring mindfulness and awareness to the moment, and you also, it's like you sprinkle it with some grace, with some love, with some kindness, and remembering to open to grace, to that energy of something bigger than you that is always propelling you. So follow your instincts, follow your gut. As you bring palms together in front of you, thumbs to third eye. It was my pleasure to be with you today. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of extra core today. It was my pleasure. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Thank you, thank you. I want you, if you have a moment, in the comments, what does grace mean to you? Because I think we have some amazing, I know we have amazing people on this platform and in this tribe. And I would love to hear what grace means to you. I would love it. So take a moment, type it for us. What does grace mean to you? And we'll kind of culminate all of them together, and maybe I'll share them on Thursday. We'll share some of them and read them with each other. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day.